Good afternoon. What's crack-a-lacking, gorgeous ones? It's Jennifer Ann here at Bbygirltalk. And I'm so excited today because I have the most gorgeous guest today and a very good friend of mine. And her name is Jan Walker. And Jan,
Hi.
I'm so happy that you're here. I'm so excited.
I'm happy to be here.
You're looking beautiful.
Thank you, and you.
I love all the pink. We like our pinks, don't we?
We do
We're
like
proper
our
girlies,
pinks.
aren't
Yes,
we?
we do.
We are girlies.
Yeah, very much.
We like to show off all our bling as
we
well,
do.
don't we?
Yes, we do.
Yeah. So, how are you feeling today, Jan?
Okay. Yeah.
Fabulous.
Looking forward to this.
Yeah. Well, I'm so excited because I want you to enlighten people on how it is living with a disability and
Okay.
being in a wheelchair and all the challenges that life brings.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there's been plenty of them
Yeah.
over the years.
Oh.
Some of them quite recently, actually.
Oh, wow.
So you would think that at this stage, at the age of 54, that life would be a little bit easier to get around and go places and things, but
Yeah.
it would appear that at the moment it's not.
Oh.
The last few trips I've tried to plan, as you know, have gone spectacularly wrong.
Yeah.
And none of it was my fault.
Oh,
So
dear.
it's not as easy as I make it look sometimes.
Yes.
But thankfully, that doesn't happen that
Yeah.
often. You just remember the things
Yeah.
that go wrong for a bit longer.
Yes, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah.
And you've always got this beautiful smile and positivity and
Yes.
strength. Jan. I just admire
I
you for
believe
that.
I've always been like that.
Yeah.
I'm presuming it must have been the way I was brought up.
Yes, of
I
course.
wasn't wrapped in cotton wool.
No.
Anybody that ever has a child with any kind of special needs,
Yeah.
the one word of advice is, well, two,
Yeah.
don't treat them any different
Yeah.
and don't wrap them in bubble wrap.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Just
and
treat them like you would treat the rest of your children.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's the best way.
Yeah,
And your condition is cerebral palsy.
that's
isn't
right.
it?
Yeah.
And what was it like growing up as a child?
I don't ever remember being bullied.
Yeah.
So I think I had a pretty good childhood, considering I had numerous operations,
Oh.
and I went to what they used to call in the 70s a special school, which basically meant your education came second to all the physio and
Yeah.
operations you would need.
Oh dear.
So you just left school with basic exams.
Yes.
But it was what happened in the 70s and 80s. You never got the opportunity to go to a mainstream school
Yeah.
like a lot of children would these days.
Yes.
But it didn't seem to do me any harm.
Mm.
And I made some very good friends at school, and some that I still have to this day.
Oh.
Sadly, most of them have gone now,
Oh, that's a
my
shame.
husband included.
Oh yes,
we went
you were
to-
married, weren't you?
Yeah,
You've been married,
I
yeah.
have been married. Yes.
Yes.
So we actually met at the equivalent of high school age when we
Yeah.
were 12.
Gosh, yeah.
But actually started going out together when we were 21.
Oh.
But I'm very lucky that I have still got a couple of friends left that I went to
Yes,
school
of
with
course, yeah.
that do actually live nearby, strangely.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because we all went to school in Swinton.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we've had
Yeah. And your husband was in a wheelchair as
He
well.
was,
And what was
yes.
your husband's
a
condition?
spina bifida.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
okay.
and it's a completely different
Oh, wow.
disability with a completely different set of issues.
Yes.
But I think because we'd literally grown up together, we were both very, very tolerant of everything getting done slowly and
Yes.
differently. And we just got on with it because neither of us knew any different.
Of course, yeah.
And my husband was a middle child of 3.
Oh, wow.
So he was brought up exactly the same.
Yes.
He used to say he suffered being a middle child, but we all said he was spoiled.
Yes.
I think his brother and sister would probably agree
Yeah,
with
that he was spoiled.
He was
yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
spoiled. Yeah.
Oh, and it must have been lovely meeting your husband, you know.
Yeah.
And did you
yeah,
went
we
out on dates in your wheelchair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did.
Did you get
yeah.
lots of stairs? I think?
Yeah,
Yes.
we would kind of stick to the same places
Yes.
that we knew we could manage. But back
Yeah.
then, my husband walked on crutches,
Oh, wow.
and I didn't use my wheelchair unless I was going to be walking a
Yeah.
long way,
Oh,
because
wow,
I
yeah.
could walk then, as long as I had something to hold on
Yes,
to,
of course.
or rather someone.
Yes.
I would actually get out the car and walk into a restaurant or whatever.
Yes.
I can't do that anymore.
No.
But up until getting pregnant with my daughters, I basically walked everywhere.
Yeah, and speaking of your daughters,
Yeah.
now how were the general public and friends as well?
No, friends
were-
and family
Yes.
were absolutely brilliant and very supportive.
Yes.
Even doctors,
Yeah.
you know, where we weren't sure how that would go, because with both of our conditions, we had to have not medical intervention, but just be made aware of.
Yeah, well,
my
you
husband's my
Yeah.
husband's condition is hereditary.
Oh, wow.
In his family. He wasn't the
Gosh.
only child with the spina bifida. He had a cousin that had it as
Oh
well.
my goodness.
So we were very careful, you know, and I was monitored a bit extra. But now they are almost 29 and almost 26, and the youngest one's got a baby on the way.
Oh.
And we know that he hasn't got spina bifida.
Yeah.
We had that checked.
Yes.
He's because spina bifida is obviously a spinal problem.
Yes. Yes. Of course.
And he's a very healthy little boy.
Yeah.
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 So all's good.
I bet you're pleased with that.
Yeah. Once we got the 12, 14 weeks out the way, and I actually got to see the baby, the first thing I said was, "Are his legs and his spine okay?"
Oh.
And they said he's perfectly healthy.
Oh. And tell me about when you went shopping.
It can be interesting. The little ones can want to ask some questions, and I am always happy to answer them, because that's how each generation learn how to interact with people that you think are not normal, which is obviously the word everybody uses.
Oh, please, normal.
I know. And you find more often than not, the parents will tell them to shush and try and move them away.
Oh.
And wherever possible, I usually say, if you don't mind, I will actually answer their questions, because that's how they learn.
Yeah.
And I usually just say, I get around in a different way.
Yeah.
Because I've got poorly legs. That's the easiest way the child will understand.
Of course.
Yeah. And it was exactly the same when the girls started school, and we would have their friends round for tea more than once a week.
Yeah.
And we were always ready for whatever questions they felt they needed to ask. And surprisingly, and it just shows you how wonderful they all are.
Yeah.
The one question we got asked more than anything was, where are the stairs? Because we lived in a bungalow.
Yeah. Oh, yes,
and they all lived in a
yeah.
house.
Oh.
And we just used to
so
laugh.
innocent.
Yeah, and just think, well, if that is the only question
Yeah.
you have, then you can come back.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
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 So
Oh.
the moral of the story is, don't ever shy away from the difficult questions your children may ask.
Yeah, that's
because
true.
we would still rather answer them and get them to understand, so that it's easier for the ones of us that are not normal.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's great. I like you passing that message on.
Yeah,
We need
definitely.
to,
Yeah.
because I remember whenever I used to go anywhere and people used to take me in the chair,
Yep.
you know, as you, I bet you've experienced this, they always think the person that's with you is the carer.
Yes. Oh yeah.
That's,
yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
it's annoying.
Yeah.
And they're
More
not
often
talking
than
to
not-
you, they're talking,
they
you know,
will talk to whoever you are
like you're
with.
subhuman.
Yeah, that is really
Yeah.
annoying.
Oh.
And now that the girls are the age they are, they'll go, why are they staring at you? And most of the time, I don't even notice, because I've grown up with people staring.
Yeah.
And I won't let it
No.
bother me.
Good for you.
You carry on staring.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to carry on doing what I'm doing. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
when I was a bit more able than I am now, I used to, the baskets in the supermarket, I would stick it on my feet and push myself around the supermarket and fill the basket up with all the shopping on my feet.
Yeah. Wow, that was
I
like...
can't do it anymore.
No, it's...
But the amount of people that would stop me and go, that is a brilliant way
You're a
of
genius.
carrying your basket. And
Yeah.
well, the feet have got to be useful
Use
for
for something,
something,
yes.
because they can't make me walk.
No,
so
yeah.
I might as well put the shopping
Yeah,
basket
yeah,
on
that's
there.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then they have like a certain shopping trolley
They
now. I've
do.
seen some
Yes,
sort of
they do.
contraption.
Because this wheelchair is quite small,
Mm.
they don't often fit on this chair.
Yeah.
And when I'm in my electric chair, I'm all right carrying a basket
Yes,
on my
yes,
knee
of
now.
course,
So
yeah.
I'm lucky I don't have to actually use one anymore.
Yeah.
But they do have them, and they do fit better than they used to
Oh,
when they
that's
first
good.
came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I noticed when I wanted some independence and
Yeah.
try and do a little Asda shop or something.
Yeah.
I love going to Asda because they had
They do fit better.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
fantastic.
they do.
And they get round the aisles and it's a nice speed.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
And I used to love that because obviously I couldn't walk.
Yeah.
And I'd be worrying about, it's such a distance, because it's a
Yeah.
big place, Asda.
Yeah.
And again, we're planning the route,
Mhm.
and they're so great because they've got the sliding doors.
Yes.
You can just maneuver
Yeah.
yourself in and be left to your own devices.
Yeah.
Get through with you.
Unless you can't reach where the stuff is.
Yeah,
that happens
that is so
realise. Yeah.
I used to have to ask a few gorgeous men. You know,
well,
you
yeah, I try and do that
hot
wherever
take.
possible. Yeah.
Eyelashes are going like this.
Yeah, definitely. There's
Yeah,
got to be some
There's got to be
bonus,
some
hasn't there?
ways, and the damsel
Yeah.
in distress.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, I think we've got that down to quite a good
Yes,
thing by now, haven't we?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got to have something going
Well,
for us.
I thought, the time isn't it? Get glammed up, go down the aisle on a
Yeah.
Thursday in a little
And
buggy,
yeah, I was going to say, at least you go to the Asda in your ball gown.
Yes!
Yeah,
I used to.
I'm not quite there yet. Watch this space.
I used to do that,
Yeah.
just, let's go sort of maybe dating.
Yeah, I think my girls would disown me if I went to Tesco's in a ball
Oh,
gown.
yeah.
But I think it's brilliant that you
It's
do
great.
it.
I just don't care. I used to just do it. Put
Yeah.
a little tiara on and just go.
That's
Oh
absolutely
wow!
brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just it's confidence,
Yeah, of
isn't
course
it?
it is. Yeah.
And that cheers you up because it's
Yeah.
like forget what I'm dealing with. Forget the pain. I'm
Yes,
just going to
exactly.
enjoy
Yeah,
life as much as I can because
Yeah.
you appreciate life a bit more.
absolutely.
You see things a lot
Yeah.
clearer, don't you?
Yeah.
When you're sort of in that situation.
Yeah.
And also you're still human, so you want to date.
Yes. Well,
You
yeah,
want
I believe so.
company, don't you? Yeah.
Well, yeah.
We're not rich, no, we're not like, what do they call
No,
it? The undateable.
Yeah, well,
Hello?
no, we're not the undateables, but that's possibly how people
Yeah.
would see
Yeah, of course,
us,
yeah.
me. But
Especially with they're so image conscious
yes, yes,
now. Everything's about image and how you look. And
yes.
you got to be this, so you got to, if you're not a 10, you're a 2.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't even know that existed,
No,
some sort
I
of
know,
a number system
Yeah,
for
it's a
people.
ridiculous number, isn't it? This zero nonsense.
Yeah, it's like, oh my
Yeah.
God, it's just crazy, you know.
I know. It's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it's just great that we're chatting about this.
Yeah.
We're having a good debate and a good talk about it, and we're
Yeah.
getting the word out there,
Yes,
Jan. And that's what I
definitely.
wanted. And
Yes.
I wanted to see how bubbly and positive and gorgeous you are. And yes, she is single, fellas. So